Beats Planet.
And we live. What's up, y'all? Look, I was looking in the chat box and whatnot. We live, fellas, so don't say nothing incriminating. Don't say
All right,
nothing.
put the guns away.
Okay, put everything away. Put it away. What's good, y'all? I was reading the chat box and some of y'all was getting antsy, and y'all were implying that we were on a certain kind of time. You know what I mean? So we're gonna go ahead and run this, man. Brother Foot's on the way. Have y'all seen him? Anybody in the chat box y'all seen? But we got a lot of Cowboy news that we gotta run through today. A lot of it dropped like today, and of course we had to get the only Roundtable to come in and talk about it. We got our brother Law Nation right now, brother Okoye Media. Voch is up in here, and we're waiting on Fus the King. Fellas, how y'all feeling like New Year's and all that kind of stuff? Like, what's happening? What's good?
I'm gonna let brother from another mother, Okoye, speak on that first.
Okay, yeah, I feel a little melancholy, man. I'm happy that Jason Garrett's finally gone. You know, not a personal attack, but I'm happy that he's gone at this point, man. And honestly, I got my first pick. Like I wanted Mike McCarthy, and I got him. And then now we got Mike Nolan, and he knows the 3-4 scheme, and I've been preaching 3-4 all year, so. I'm excited. Like I couldn't have spoke it any better because I got what I wanted. So that's how I feel. I feel excited again to talk football. They kind of reinvigorated me today with that, to be honest with you, because I've been pissed off for the last. I thought we were keeping Jason Garrett. Like, damn, no news. You can't go into deeper into the playoffs unless they were waiting for like the Super Bowl for McDaniels or whoever shaked out as a good candidate coming from those games. I said maybe that's the play. But I couldn't understand why we still had him under contract. I thought maybe they were going to try to move him to pseudo GM or assistant head coach or some other dumb shit that would keep his culture permeating through this team. And I just ain't want that. I would have really protested that seriously.
Cause y'all impatient. Cause yo, brother, hey, bro, we wasn't just talking about you, dog. We wasn't talking shit about you. It's all good. What's good, fam? How you doing, man? We was just doing intros and things.
Man, my good man. What's going on with y'all? Koye, Law.
What's up, young brother?
Everything. We just got a lot of news to run down. We had a lot of developments. We haven't done a roundtable in a while. We've lost to the Eagles since then. We beat the hell out the Redskins since then, and we kind of fell flat on our face. And I ain't really feel like talking about that shit. Like I ain't really feel like talking Cowboys at that point. But it's off season now. It's a whole January 6th now. So now we gotta give the people what they looking for. And Mike McCarthy's the new head coach. Now, normally I kind of, check out y'all's videos to get the vibes going. You know what I mean? Just to know how y'all feel. We know Brother Law like to burn the house down. But I don't really know what y'all vibes are, and maybe we can get a good argument out of it. But we'll see what happens. Foots, what do you think about our new acquired head coach, Mike McCarthy?
Well, I mean, I caught the back end of what Okoye was just saying. I think he's spot on. I'm excited again to talk about the Cow. I wasn't excited going into this draft season. I'm heavy draft guy, man. I just wasn't excited about this team. I didn't like the way. Well, now I like it because it looks like they targeted Mike McCarthy, who I love to hire.
Sure.
And it was just one of those things where they were kind of waiting to make it all plain. I love also the fact that the videos and the reports coming out about that Mike McCarthy's been actively working.
Sure.
He hasn't been on a staff. He's just been working to keep up with the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's huge because some of the and we'll get into this about the relationship that he had with A-Rod and this, I'm sure. But I'm really proud of the fact that he took that time that he was out to kind of humble himself, retool, and come back stronger. But yeah, as far as Jason Garrett, You know, I honestly didn't hate Jason Garrett. I just think that it was time for his voice just got stale.
Boy,
No way.
Cowboy fans hate Jason Garrett for his. Mike McCarthy did this interview. I'm not gonna shout it out because they ain't paying me or nothing like that. But what Fuss was saying was, if there was any vibes about Mike McCarthy that at the end of his tenure that his offense has grown stale, that it wasn't really keeping up with the time, so to speak. It was very Linehan-ish, if I can put that in cowboy language or whatnot. So when he sat out for the year, you know, Fuss just saying he wasn't just in, you know, Cabo, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Tossing him back. He was watching Sean McVay. He was watching Shanahan, and he was watching Kellen Moore and the Cowboys or whatever. So what I'm getting at is that, you know, he's gonna walk into this thing more open-minded. And what I would like to know is, how many times last year did Kellen Moore walk in doing his thing, but somebody say, hey, let's do this instead? And it kind of stopped Kellen Moore from doing his thing. I think now that Mike has, you know, done his little young offense coordinator research, I think he's more prone to let young Kellen Moore do his thing. Law, what you got to say about that?
Most certainly. I looked at that interview. It was a long 35-minute piece with Peter King.
Don't say who it's with, man. What the hell? What are you talking about?
Hey, but let me say this right quick. It was the driest. I'm talking about the driest, like chicken with no salt on it, when chicken with no season on it. It was just him complimenting the guy and what have you, Mike. And it was one of those things where I had to really pull into what he was saying, Cowboy Nation.
Peter King don't rock with us, dog. Wrong with you, dog.
Shout out to him though, just for a little bit, just a smidget. But I will say this though.
Yes, sir.
He talked about installation. He was saying, not saying that the Cowboys don't do this, but he was saying that, hey, what he messed up at was that they did the install of the offense. And I know you know a lot about it, Voch Lombardi. He did a lot of installs, but he was not in those meetings, meaning that he let his offensive coordinator do the situation, or he was in it and then he didn't allow the offensive coordinator to have a lot of input in it.
That boy was getting them back rubs, man. He was getting them back rubs.
Yeah, getting no back rubs, those back rubs. Everybody know how those back rubs go. Shout out to the back rubbers out there.
Come on, Lord.
But I will say this though. He said that he learned from that. And when a man says he learned from it and he understood that it's all about preparation, I'm thinking that Mike, he will bring in a little bit more of a preparation game. I think that he will bring in a lot more to do with, hey, I'm going to be a part of the situation instead of sitting back and allowing my contemporaries to work. So that's how I'm looking at it. I think that Mike is a guy that's going to be able to solidify Dak Prescott a little bit better.
Koye, how much better have we gotten? Like, you know, from Garrett to McCarthy. What's the leaps here? Like what's the amount that we've gotten better? Because I'm of the notion that I don't think we've gotten astronomically better. I think that if you change a few things, it'll make a big difference in the team. You know what I mean? I think we have improved, but just a few little changes. Because we wasn't that far away from being a damn Super Bowl last year. You know what I mean? But if you change a few things, so how much better have we actually got?
Hold on before Koye go into that.
What's good, brother Long?
Here's what I got to say.
Shit, yeah.
Mike McCarthy, he won the Super Bowl. Well, he didn't win it, but their team won it when they was 10-6.
Sure.
Don't forget, Cowboy Nation. Just last year we was 10-6. It wasn't when he went 15-1. Right. It wasn't when he went 13-3. It was 10-6. So what I'm trying to say here is with Mike McCarthy, although he was a tight ends guy in college, I'm thinking that he would bring in that mindset and saying, okay, let's help Dak out with 2 twin tight end sets, or let's work out with Kellen Moore, because Kellen Moore, although we can look at it and say, yes, he's I guess an apple that fall from Linehan's tree and Jason Garrett, but one can say this right now with Kellen Moore, number 1 total offense. I just think that Kellen Moore didn't have experience to squeeze out touchdowns as it relates to money zone, green zone, red zone. So I'm thinking that Mike, the reason why he's going to keep Kellen Moore is so that he can help out in those categories. So that would make us be a lot of bit better.
I think he'll save Kellen Moore from himself. He's going to do a lot of saving.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's going to do a lot of saving.
Go ahead, Koye. Didn't mean to take your time.
No. All good, man.
Melancholy.
How I feel about it is this, Voch.
Yeah.
I'll take you to a game, right? We were watching the Bills this weekend versus the Texans, right?
Sure.
Right. Now, do you remember where there was a catch Cole Beasley made and they didn't know if they got the first down, right?
Yes, sir.
They knew they would have to come out with a field goal staff, a field goal team. They couldn't spike the ball. If that were the case, if it were, a first down, you could spike. If not, you had to kick. So what did he do? He had his field goal team on the field sitting there, Sean McDermott, right? And then he spiked the ball with his punter, that's the catcher for the field goal kicker, right? He spiked the ball with him. He already had that team already ready to go, right? That, I said, those are moments in the game where good coaching shows up, like those little moments, right? And I was saying to my brother, I was like, yo, that's good coaching. See what I'm saying? That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me, and I know, we've been on the tail end of some of those games, so you can't tell me that Mike McCarthy doesn't have that it factor when it comes to situational football over Jason Garrett by a long shot,
Does
because he's beaten Jason Garrett in most of those occasions.
Right.
So it's like, for me, that's how I feel. I feel like we have, so Mike McCarthy could have coached us to a victory against the Jets, against the Bills, against the Patriots. I really do believe that, because those games were like, right down to even Minnesota, down to the wire. Like, we could have won those games. And there's just different decisions that went into that, along with the fact that we had a screwed up kicker the entire year. But that just goes into what Jerry Jones is. He's a guy that seems like he doesn't like to pull the trigger anymore, man. On a lot of things, he don't want to know. He don't want to decide who his defensive coordinator is. Who was our defensive coordinator? And now we know. But before, it was like, is it Chris Richard? Is it Rob Marinelli? You know what I'm saying? Everybody. I was just telling Voch, like, everybody on this team from top down, because Jerry Jones was all over the place. Everybody on this team was all over the place. What is Jalen Smith? Is he a pass rushing linebacker? Is he a prototypical linebacker that's a run stuffer, sideline to sideline guy? Is he a coverage guy? Is he a cover two guy? What is he? He can do it all, but we don't ask him to do anything enough to really get an identity out of anybody on this team. Nobody. And that's from top down.
Boy, you know you finna speak my language when we get over to defense, especially mentioning Jalen Smith and what we want to see from him. But one thing that I can say that with Mike McCarthy, he's 7-3 against the Dallas Cowboys. He never lost a game against the Dallas Cowboys in Texas Stadium or Arlington Stadium, however you want to call it. On top of that, he's 5-2 against the Philadelphia Filthy Eagles, right? And then on top of that, I think that he got a winning percentage record over the Giants. The only team that he's having issues with, and of course these are not the same teams, is the Washington Redskins. But what I want to say here, Cowboy Nation, is that now we got a guy that we can look back and have historical data and see that this guy came from the lineage of Marty Schottenheimer. Also came from the trees of learning and earning his ropes when he played, I guess, coach with the 49ers. Also, he got promoted from when he helped Brett Favre in 1998 and 1999, having his best careers during that time frame, to ultimately get promoted to being like the offensive coordinator for the New Orleans Saints. Yeah. So we can go back, and I think Aaron Brooks one year had a fantastic year with Mike McCarthy. So, man, I just can't wait. And I'm just trying to bring those things up before we get to the Aaron Rodgers.
My only reservation with that, though, is when I was looking for for whoever was going to be possible coach, in my mind, I wanted somebody that could take regular ass players and make them play good. You know what I mean? Right, like sure, he's had the Aaron Rodgers thing. That's the conversation, right? We talking about playoffs, right? Mike Vrabel is in the damn playoffs with Tannehill. You know what I mean? Like Sean McDermott went with Josh Allen. If I like we could talk about Sean Payton and Mike McCarthy and those guys or whatever. Pete Carroll with Russell Wilson. I'm like, give me like John Harbaugh that took Flacco to that thing. You know what I mean? And then like later down the line, he's about to take Lamar Jackson to make another run at it. That's kind of what I was looking for, because at the end of the day, we ain't got Aaron Rodgers. We got Dak Prescott, and I think
those guys got jobs though.
Fair.
Right. Hold on,
because they do their job.
Fair.
Hold on, I want to
go ahead,
pick back on that Vacho.
Go ahead.
That I don't understand. Why doesn't Mike McCarthy get any credit for Aaron Rodgers' development?
He should.
Seriously.
He should.
He shouldn't?
He should, but he don't.
All right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I've seen. I've heard a lot of stuff today, bro. That's just been, I don't like a lot of it because Mike McCarthy was part of the reason why they moved on from Brett Favre. He was part of the reason that people don't remember Aaron Rodgers' throwing motion was awful when he came out of Cal.
Preach.
It was awful. So all these people who he's safe, he can't listen. I literally yelled when we hired Mike McCarthy because listen, you can say what you want about me. Sometimes I get high, low on Dak, whatever. This is the best coach for Dak Prescott.
You be wanting to fire Dak, bro.
I do not want a college coach with Dak Prescott. Absolutely not. Yeah. I do not want a defensive guy with Dak Prescott. I want a coach who, like Law said it, you need a coach who can tell him the intricacies of the game, who can literally design a playbook. Him and Kellen can now go in and design stuff for this guy. You see what I'm saying? He's worked with so many different quarterbacks. He's seen them all. He's worked with them all, and he'll know exactly what works with Dak. And then I'm not even saying that Aaron Rodgers isn't coachable, Voch, but I think that Dak is more coachable. I think that Dak is humble enough to say, I don't know it all. I haven't been to the promised land. And Dak will look at it as like, dog, Dak's time will probably run out before McCarthy's time will run out. You see what I'm saying?
That's deep. That's deep.
Say that one more time. Say it again.
Dak's time will run out before McCarthy's time will run out.
Yeah, it's not like they're gonna fire McCarthy on account of Dak.
Right. Like,
I get what you mean.
Remember what I said, Okoye, I said, listen, the NFL is the blame passing game. So Dez gone. Linehan gone. Now Garrett's gone. So now blame's going to start getting shifted to these players. I don't think that McCarthy has ever had this talent, Voch. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah. I agree.
I keep hearing also that he's not going to run the ball. People are dumb. Oh,
right. He didn't have a running back.
Right. He had Eddie Lacy, who was one cheeseburger away from being a guard. Are you serious?
Be nice.
One cheeseburger.
Hey, but in all seriousness, Voch.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you and Okoye, y'all hit that good film, man. I love the way that McCarthy designed trap plays. He does different things, and even in his run design, he just never had the runner that he never. And I don't like that comment. I just saw somebody that said he had Aaron Jones and they decided to use him. That's false. To me, what it was a lot like what Jermichael Finley said about Aaron Rodgers. I believe wholeheartedly Aaron Rodgers checked out of a lot of stuff. I really do.
Sure.
I think that he checked out of a lot of runs because when you're a quarterback that good and you have that much arm talent, you say, I can make every throw, which he can. And I just think he checked out of a lot of runs.
Yeah, and just to case in point that right quick, this game when we played against the Green Bay Packers this year, although it was a different coaching situation, Aaron Rodgers didn't beat us. No, he didn't beat us. It was Aaron Jones.
It was Aaron Jones.
It was Aaron Jones. But go ahead.
To me, Voch.
Go ahead.
Voch, you seem like you kind of lukewarm on this hiring, man. Let me put you on the stand real quick. What don't you like about it? Because I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm jumping for joy. A college guy, I don't like it.
Agreed.
I did not want Lincoln Riley, bro. I see a soft team with Lincoln Riley. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah.
I did not want to see us in 5 wide, Dak throwing the ball 40 times.
Sure.
I did not want that. That's me personally.
Just me personally, like it's just weird when I hear, hey, I'm Mike McCarthy, right? And I'm gonna walk in, I'm gonna try all this new shit that I learned, all right?
Right.
I'm gonna try all it, but look, we trying to win like today. We trying to win today. You know what I mean? And he didn't go get a hot shot DC like one of these new hot DCs or whatever. He got a cat that the last time he DC'd was when I was 19 and shit. You know what I mean? And honestly, Foots, I don't know. I'm real show me right now. You know what I mean? Now, if he comes in and it works and he let Kellen rock and we go right back to being the number one offense and the defense get better and field position get better and he hires somebody on special teams to do something. If he does that, cool. I just got a lot of questions, Foots, and when I got questions, I just raise my eyebrow.
Respect.
I raise my eyebrow and go, now what?
Can I continue to persuade you? Can we? Because I got more, bro.
I mean, you can do it for the show, but I'm hard headed. I'm stubborn. But for the people listening, go ahead, sir.
Right.
Go ahead. You got some, Okoye?
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, Nolan, you know, you remember Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman, those dudes, like, they came from that cloth. Like, Nolan is going to take the linebacker. If there's anything that we have on this team, is linebacker talent. You know, that's just sitting and rotting away on the bench, from Malcolm Smith to Joe Thomas to Jalen to, you know, I don't know if Sean Lee stays or not, but if he stays, whatever. But then you have LVE and March Lillard, whatever his name is now, because he keeps changing it. Our kid that couldn't get on the field this year, Gifford, and we got Covington. We got linebackers for days, and then you have guys that are tweeners, like, you know, Robert Quinn, who's played outside linebacker for Wade Phillips before, so he knows how to do it. And then you have a guy that to me is like a JJ Watt in DeMarcus Lawrence, where he can play stand up outside linebacker, or he can play left in a 3-4 scheme, in my opinion. And I think he could do that effectively. Like that would showcase his talents. You can move him around a lot. So for me, I think that's like that was the coach that I wanted. I wanted a 3-4 coach for that reason. And he's also been a head coach in this league. So I think it's always good when you can get a guy who knows how to run an entire organization focused in on one side of the ball only.
See, I don't think it's gonna be a 3-4. I just think it's gonna be a funny looking 4-3, because what I saw from it, like
hybrid,
like a hybrid look. And what made me say that is every time it would look like a 3-4, there's a 1 tech and there's a 3 tech. Now, if you got a nose and you got 2 20 backers and you got 2 like 5 techs or whatever, that's more of a 3-4 look, where from the tackle to the center there's a lot more space. But it wasn't that. It's somebody sitting in A gap, and it's always somebody sitting in B gap. And on the A gap side, there's always the rush guy, you know what I'm saying, that doesn't have his hand in the dirt. And Nick Saban did that a lot, you know, because he always had pass rushes, like way more pass rushes than he had room to play him, because all his best, like, he got all the best players on his team or whatever. Right, so he had to find ways to play everybody or whatever. So he'll run 5 pass rushes just like that. JJ Watt was also like that. Him and Clowney. They run they kind of, you know, JJ Watt's not traditional, you know what I mean, 4-3 end, and Clowney was a stand-up guy, so they had to find ways to work both of them. So right. I mean, so now, so where are we at with this whole thing? And I said this on my video, y'all go watch that, is we got a guy like Jalen Smith, right? I wouldn't mind Jalen Smith being a defensive end rushy type player. Or if you want to put a defensive end there, I don't mind Jalen Smith being the other Sam linebacker dude that's on the line of scrimmage as well. Like, it just kind of opens up the kind of things that we can do. And another one more notion I'm gonna let y'all go is I think it opens up the kind of people that we could draft. Once upon a time, TJ Watt was on the board, but we didn't draft him because we didn't stand guys up. If Mike Nolan is doing now what he did in 2012, we got room to stand guys up. So we may need some guy like that.
Yes, indeed.
They move guys around.
That's good stuff. And this year, believe it or not, even if people look at DeMarcus Lawrence production, last year, I guess you can say it, since it's the new year, he was being flipped to both sides of the field because Kerry Hyder was able to play on that opposite side, you see. And also when they put in Bennett. So I'm thinking that as much as we probably say that D-Law is not a 3-4 guy, he may can just fit into this system. And also I see a lot of people saying that Mike Nolan also coached up Ray Lewis. especially in his prime too. So
Yeah.
I think that
That's a good look at.
Bruh,
yeah, that
hold on,
is
time
great.
out, dog.
2000 Go ahead.
Because Ray Lewis came out the womb ready to hit people, dog. So I don't want to give him credit for that. But
He
So
did.
did Jalen, though.
But he may look
Yeah.
at it like this, Voch. He may look at it and say, "Man, I'm looking at this tape of Ray Lewis. I'm looking at what
Sure
the
thing.
Cowboys was asking you to do
Sure.
last year.
Mhm.
Now we're gonna flip all of that around. You see, we're gonna make sure that you making more plays out there." And shout out to Jalen Smith, man, for doing what he did.
Jalen Lewis.
Jalen Smith. I said, shout out to Jalen Smith for doing what he was doing last year. Although I wasn't really high on him, basically.
Oh
Right.
man,
I was giving him like burning down the house. I was mad at him. I was mad at him, Voch.
understood.
I think so. Going back to selling Vacho. And
Real fast. Hey y'all, real fast. We got 788 people watching live right now. .com could never do that. Go ahead, Foots.
Hey,
Go ahead.
they've been selling a lot of propaganda. I mean, to me, listen, just the fact that, dog, I'm gonna be honest, Lincoln Riley shouldn't even been in consideration, but that's a whole nother.
Go ahead.
Some of these guys, man,
Go ahead. Okay, how about this? Let me set this up then, for since you did that. Are you happy? Like, what's your vibes in terms of, okay, we got Mike McCarthy, but we didn't get these college guys. Are you happy that we didn't, or are you mad that we didn't get an Urban Meyer or like one of these Lincoln Riley guys? Go ahead.
Urban was the only one that I would consider, and that's because he has so many of his players have transitioned to the league and played well. Lincoln Riley, not even close, bro. I'm cool. I'm cool on the offense. I'm cool on his guys that come to the league and even make plays, or like even looking at Baker Mayfield, it's been a disaster in Cleveland for him. And that's not to say it's a lot with that situation, but I just think that he needs more time to become a coach and really know how to. The only other name in college that I was thinking about was Chris Peterson, just because he seems like he's more of a have guys prepared. And but I just, every time I see Oklahoma on a big stage, I'm not talking in the Big 12 where they play no defense whatsoever. I'm talking about against real NFL talent, SEC talent. Sure. I always see Oklahoma get bullied. Like, for the last 10 years, I just never see them really. And recently, it was bad. It was hard to watch. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, as far as, I got to do this real quick too, Voch.
Go ahead.
I think, dog, Mike McCarthy has never had this offensive line, bruh. He about to dial up some stuff with Dak, man. I'm telling you, like, I think that he's gonna use a lot more pre-snap motion. Right, which is what I think that helps Dak out a lot. Okay, I know exactly now. Okay, I know they're in man. Okay, cool. I know, you know what I mean? Sure. Little things like that. I just think that he's gonna build in foolproof stuff for Dak, and I don't think that. And let me say this too. I want to answer your question right here. I don't think that he's gonna try all this new stuff. Like, I know there's been articles about how he's gotten in touch with the analytics side of things, and that did scare me a little bit. Yeah. I didn't like that because I'm like, hold up,
new shit.
I think he just is just looking at it more or less. What do y'all think? I think he's just taking a look at it and saying, not like looking at it to just be aware of it.
I think
because Jason Garrett didn't want to use any analytics.
I think somebody tapped him on the shoulder and said, if you're gonna be a coach in this league, you're gonna go to these interviews and they're gonna ask you about analytics. You can't say no. I think that's a real thing. You know what I mean? I think everybody's doing it now. Now, I'm not that guy. I hate PFF. I hate numbers. I hate advancement. Well, you know that if you run this personnel at this point in the field and you go for 2 right here, I'm like, why don't you go for 2 right there? Analytics say so. I don't like that. I'm just way too football guy for that. But you know, it's not the analytics that I'm more so worried about. It's just football that makes sense. You know what I mean? And if it makes more sense to, okay, if all the winning teams ain't running on first down, or they're opting more to throw the ball to the running back on a first down, then Mike, let's do some of that. Also too, something else I thought about too, fellas. Let me just kind of, just run this past you. Gary Brown may not be rehired. Interesting, because like who would think that Zeke needs a new coach? Like Zeke is Zeke. Why would he need a new coach? You know what I mean? Like how much more are you going to teach Zeke right now? I think Mike McCarthy been watching us, and if he's going to get a new coach, I think he's going to find somebody to make Zeke more of a pass catcher. That's just on my brain. I could be wrong. I could be bugging, but what y'all think about that?
Well, my thing is with Gary, Gary Brown. What's his name? Gary Brown.
Gary Brown, right? Because what else do you have to teach
he's
Zeke?
emotional. His emotions.
Sure.
You never want to see your coach gone, right?
Sure.
And we can look at Ezekiel Elliott, and for the last 3.5 or 4 years, you can say, yeah, he excelled. But that's what he was going to do, regardless of whether or not I was the coaching him out there. You see,
absolutely,
and did the same thing.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. What more can you teach Ezekiel Elliott right now? And if he's lacking anywhere, it'll be him in the passing game.
Right. So we would love to keep him from an emotional aspect of it, but kumbaya,
bro. Hey, Law. See you later.
Later.
I'm all for clean the house, man.
Hey, let me ask you this, Okoye. Let's take over, Vacho.
Go ahead.
Who do y'all want to stay? Because I'll be honest, bro. I wanted everybody gone. I like Okoye hit something that's big to me. Culture. I don't want nobody here, bro. Culture.
Right.
I want a fresh start. And you don't like when you leave a girl, you don't leave old pictures in the house with your new girl. Like, bruh.
But they in the phone though, huh, Foots?
Yeah, they in the phone, especially if her mama can still make some mean potato salad or something like that. You gonna say, hey, what's up,
hey, you definitely keep it in the phone, bro. But not out in the listen.
Let me answer that though, Foots. Let me answer that for you. I think a handful of guys have made strides on this team. So let me just say this. Coaching wise. And I did this on the video, check that out too. Last year we had 58 sacks. This year we had 23. That's fantastic. That's much better. It puts us way at the bottom of the league on that. Colombo, it seems to click with him. I don't want to change nothing on my offensive line.
I just told him that the O-line, they said the O-line in the chat box isn't good. I said I love the O-line.
Stop listening.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Your chat box be live though, bro.
I know, but it's like 700 people here, so I don't know who's civilians. I don't know who. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people in here. But Colombo, Kellen Moore, I wanted him to stay. And I know somebody else I wanted to stay. Nussmeier. I like Nussmeier. And John Kidner. And I like John Kidner because he's just working with Dak. He ain't got this big overarching job in the thing. John Kidner can kind of come and go as Mike McCarthy would allow him to come, right? But everybody else, Sanjay Lyle and them, look. Ever since he told him to start carrying bricks, that's when we had all them drops and shit. Get Sanjay up out of here. Sanjay can go, and the whole defense they can go. That's just my thoughts.
You out, bro. Listen, clean up, man. Listen, I feel so that was my whole thing.
Sure.
Even with Kellen Moore, how do you guys feel on Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy?
Go ahead, Koye. I've been talking too much.
I feel like it's a good unison if they stay together. I don't know if Mike McCarthy going to use them or not, but if he actually keeps Kellen, it's good for Kellen because I think Kellen kind of is subdued by Dak because I don't really think Dak has that authority figure. He don't look at him like that, right? And I think that's why John Kitna came in kind of helped. But even when you're calling plays, you need somebody that's kind of over you who understands how to also not only tutor a offensive coordinator because he's an offensive mind, but also bring up a young and up and coming developing quarterback. So I think that together he can help Kellen a lot in some of his game and some of his situational football calls. Like he probably will let him design a game plan and then kind of maybe take over in certain situations depending on the situations, or maybe even just suggest certain things. So I wanted somebody that came in with that authority because I already feel like Dak it's not like it's a disrespectful relationship with him and Kellen, but I just don't see Kellen as an authority figure over anybody when it comes to like, hey, do what I say on the field type thing. Like Dak got the Peyton Manning type keys to the castle, I think, this year because who's going to tell him otherwise, right? Kellen's not going to tell him. And Jason, I don't know what he can tell anybody at that point. Didn't seem like he had much, much power in my opinion. But No, that's how I feel about it. I think that's a good unison. I like Kellen Moore. You can't say anything about him that isn't good other than those speed options retarded. Excuse my French, but something's wrong with him for doing those. But anyway, outside of that,
Yeah. Oh my God. I
Hey,
can't
hey,
he
before
ran that. He
before
was
we do that, man.
outflanked. He was outflanked and ran into that. I couldn't believe he called that.
If we block properly, the speed option would work.
Why would he? Let me ask you this though. He was
Yeah.
unbalanced the other side. Voch. Why did he run it backside?
I would have to watch the film to answer your question.
know
I don't
what I'm
want to say.
talking about?
I don't want to say anything. I would have to watch the
It
film.
was the Philly game, bruh. It was down the red area. He ran that speed option that Okoye is talking about.
they do it they do it once
But-
per game, and it never worked once ever.
It never.
Well, you got to work it till you figure it out, so it does
Let
work.
me
What are y'all
interject
saying?
Right quick though, the reason why was because he had no experience. Remember we were talking about that, and I believe that Kellen Moore is everything Lincoln Riley would be. You see, on an NFL level. And I know I might get a lot of hate mail from OU people, but this is the thing. This is the reality. Kellen Moore is brilliant. He got a brain.
He don't learn
Anytime
fast
you
though.
move-
He don't learn fast, man.
He don't learn fast, but
No, because he made the same mistake all season. Like you could have figured it out. Like next week we're not gonna do that, okay?
But-
No, he do it every week, the same things in the same situations.
he had to learn from. He got to pull from somewhere, right? And he just didn't have it. It's called experience.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that this year, and you couple that with probably another year, he will probably be on his way. But right now, it's best for Kellen Moore to just look at it and say, "Mike, teach me. You work with Joe Montana. You work with Brett Favre. You work with Aaron Rodgers. Teach me the game. Teach you the game, Ghost. Remember that?"
So let me.
Go ahead.
I want to piggyback on both of you guys. So I grew up on Mike McCarthy calling plays.
True.
So I want to see how that's gonna work. You know, all right. Now, that being said, I just saw something and Voch told me not to look in the comment box, but I don't like this because it's something that I've heard all day. Obviously, national media doesn't know a lot, so it's bad. But it's on at work, and you just hear stuff. They all make money off the Cowboys, which is sad. It's a whole playoff just happened, and they talking about Dallas. But anyway,
Law just said that pre-stream.
It's terrible, Law. Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. You got Cowherd. This dude is a joke. But anyway, so the whole yes man. I think people don't understand. Jerry still is your boss. So he's his boss. Like, but what people gotta understand, if you've ever played the game, there are certain coaches who get more out of you. And there are certain coaches you just look at him like, bro, I just don't respect you. And that's what Okoye is speaking to, like, bruh, he's a backup. Like,
No, God.
Kellen was a backup. So I feel what he's saying. Like, there's no way Dak ever looked at Okoye. Looked at Kellen and said, I fear you, or like that authoritarian. Like, he never looked at him and said, man, I don't really understand what he's talking about. Like, Kellen Moore is a backup.
Does he
Jason
need
Garrett
that though?
is a backup.
Like does okay? Because look, okay, watch this.
These are backups trying to teach a starter.
Watch this though, first. When I was coaching, right? I first coached at 18 years old. When I played my last game as a senior, I came right back in the spring, right? Now, I was an 18-year-old coach. But what got me respect is that I knew more than everybody. You know what I mean? There were some guys that played better than me, but my knowledge elevated me over them. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the thing with Kellen. I mean, sure Dak beat Kellen in the job or whatever, but that's just because genetics. You know what I'm saying? Kellen just can't throw better than Dak. But Kellen can.
Let me rebut.
Go ahead.
Let me rebut that.
Sure, go ahead.
In the game of football, it is about how much you know, but it's also knowing how to dial back. I'm pretty sure, what's his name? I'm pretty sure Kellen has every playbook, all that stuff that he worked at Boise State. But like I called for, Voch, how many times did I call for, bruh? Just get an I formation and run straight. Like,
but we talking about coaching though, Fuzz. Like if you go to a coaching clinic, Fuzz, watch this. Go like if you go to a coaching clinic, you gonna outrun every coach in there, Fush. You athletically better than them. But when they get on the board and they start talking about something you don't know yet, you gonna shut up and listen.
No, fact. All right, so look, up 110%.
Right.
I honestly, and I also don't think that Kellen Moore knows more than Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy, he's extremely smart.
I'm talking about Kellen and Dak. Kellen
Dak. Okay, Kellen Dak.
Right.
Here's my thing though. When it comes to coaching, and let's talk about play design for a second.
Okay.
Sometimes I think that Kellen will overthink things. You see what I'm saying? Like running a speed option where you don't have to. You see what I'm saying? True. Some things you really don't have to overthink it. You have you know what I mean? You have a all pro offensive guard literally run right behind them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Certain things like that I thought that it was time now.
But you know what I think that come down to though,
you
Fuzz?
realize that you have to coach your coaches. Sometimes you have to coach your coaches.
Sorry to cut you off though, Fuzz. What I think that comes down to is if it works, you a genius. If it don't, you an idiot. The Philly special is a great call because it worked. Because Nick Foles caught the ball. If he dropped it, but if he dropped it, you're being cute. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's with anything in football. So if we run Zeke dead up A gap or whatever, what's this non-creative shit we doing? We ain't mixing it up no more. But if we do something creative and it works, we go, that's a great play. If it doesn't, we being cute. I just think it just matters if it works or not.
But Voch, check it, right? If you do it once and it works or doesn't work, whatever, right? You afforded the right to be cute from now and again. But when you repeat the cute behavior in the same exact down and distances,
I'm not talking about just one play though. I'm not talking about one play. I know y'all.
They repeat the cuteness like that speed option in the reverses. They do it. You can anticipate when they do it. So it's not like if you saw that it didn't work all year, why would that be the tool that you keep pulling out of the shed in crucial moments in the game?
Because this time we're gonna run it with Cooper. Because this time
we're gonna trick you. This time, like
I feel you, but I just think it matters if it works. It
never does.
And you know what? Let's figure out why the shit don't work. Reverses work everywhere else. Let's figure out why the shit don't work.
Hey, look, hey, Voch. I feel like we saying the same thing.
We are.
I'm agreeing with Okoye is just because, like, dog, Jason. If I was Jason, I would have said, bruh. Being honest, I wouldn't allow Kellen to call plays. If I'm coaching for my job, I'm calling plays this year. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let a first year play caller basically control my future. But that's neither here nor there. Now with McCarthy has to coach Kellen Moore. So everybody who's like, well, Jason would go in there and change stuff. Damn right he would. I feel like,
well, let me ask all three of y'all this question, Darren. Einstein is a genius, right?
Sometimes.
Right. Sometimes, yeah, right. He couldn't find his way to get home. Right. 2017. What's that guy that coach over there for the LA Rams, McVay?
Yeah.
He was a genius in 2017.
Right.
Doesn't work for him.
But last year, this season, how you want to look at it? He's not a genius no more, right?
I agree.
So somewhere, Kellen Moore first 3 games, he was a genius. You see, somewhere he was a genius. And then the NFL started looking at these tapes, and then also like what my brother from another mother, Okoye, is saying right now. Yes, he's a genius. Yes, he knows what he's talking about. But until Kellen Moore started doing those exact same reverse sweeps and the jet sweeps in the money
time, right?
Okoye said, after looking at the film in all 22, he said, "Oh, I'm trying to keep it PG-13." He said, "Oh man, this guy ain't a genius no more. Yeah, he's running out of plays. Teams have picked up on the situation." But what I'm looking at is Mike McCarthy is going to be able to look at it and say, "Hey, no, you don't do it in this. Watch what we do in this particular situation, young buck." Because I believe from the heart of hearts,
I'm about to go make
hearts. Jerry Wayne Jones was looking at it like, "Hey, we want this to happen. We want that to happen." And Jason Garrett, as much as we love Jason Garrett the person, but Jason Garrett the coach, never interject. He never stood up and said, "Hey, give me that playbook. You don't know what you're doing right now. You're in the money zone."
Yeah,
because even he said it when he was on the interview. I did not want to interject.
What?
Right. And like to me, like, bruh, at the end of the day, I don't care what fans think. I'm interjecting in my job on the line, bro. I'm not just gonna sit back. But then he was trying to lobby to keep his job. Like I was literally Jason Garrett is the hardest person I've ever. I can't figure this guy out. Like I thought the whole time Jason Garrett was ready to go as well. Then you hear that he wanted to stay as the coach. You like, bruh, how do you ever think you could keep your job, but you're not? Like, if reports came out that Jason was trying to, rein Kellen Moore in, I would actually say salute to you, Jason. But the fact that, like Law just said, he wasn't, that's an issue. That's why you gotta go. Like, you know what I'm saying? You really don't care. If you see something that's not right, don't let it slide just because you don't want there to be friction. You gotta coach this dude up.
I'm just letting y'all know right now. I'm just letting you.
That's what I'm saying right here, Voch. I don't ever think there was a time Dak came to the sideline and was like, man, like anybody ever said, Dak, you can't make that throw. I felt like it was like Garrett was like, oh, good job, we'll get him next time. Nah, you need somebody to saying, Dak, that's not it. Bad play. You got to get better here. That's the only way you're gonna get better.
Right.
Like, just because Kellen Moore is smart, that don't mean he's a good coach. People got to understand that. Doesn't mean he's a good coach.
I'm letting y'all know right now. If Mike McCarthy calls a reverse or a speed option one time, I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to get you.
Bad boy.
Let's move on, man. Let's move on. That was fantastic, by the way. Chat box, clap it up for us, y'all. That 45 minutes was fantastic. Let's touch on
I love this hire.
Let's touch on free agency for a little bit, then I'll get out of y'all hair. There's some debates, there's some heat in the streets. We got 30 people to re-sign. Limited monies.
Dang. Y'all got that, man. Law's good with the contracts.
Who we letting go? What's the vibes here?
Okoye, Law, y'all good with those.
Oh my goodness. Just let me know who the guys on the seat.
30 people on the seat, man.
Go ahead.
The name of the players.
Okay, just off the top of my head, I recall us. We have 7 D linemen that are no longer on this team. We have 5 linebackers that aren't going to be here anymore. 1 guard that's Suafilo, 1 center, 3 receivers, 2 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends. So going into next season, and 3 cornerbacks and 2 safeties. Going into next season, into this offseason, what's the priority here? We ain't got to necessarily say a name, but when we talk about free agency, when we talk about drafts, guys that, who we trying to bring back, what makes the difference here? What positions are you trying to acquire? What should we focus on going into next year to make this football team better? I think we all can answer that. I'll go first.
I would make sure
go ahead.
that I keep the tight end Jarwin. Although we had limited views of him, I'll make sure that I find a way to re-sign him. Although I think he's unrestricted, right?
Yes, sir.
So I put him an offer that he can't refuse.
Right.
Cool.
Right.
That'd be my priority right there.
I feel like when you look at, I think Joe Thomas needs to get a fair shot here, and he has history with Mike McCarthy. I think it's time for Anthony Brown, I guess, go about his business. You let him go, try to free up enough cash to sign Byron and some of your value picks. Like Jeff Heath has to get another contract.
Sure.
He's a free agent coming up.
Sure.
I think you let Kai Forbath go where he goes.
Whoa! What happened? Wait, what was that? Like you?
I'm ready for.
You don't want to sign Kyle Forbath? What you saying?
Yeah, I don't know. I want, or at least give him a competition type contract where you bring somebody else in the off season. I want to find the next kicker that we're gonna have for the next Dan Bailey type, not some.
You got him. His name is Kyle Forbath.
We'll see. We'll see. You make him earn it though. But I don't want to be trying to figure that out again in the middle of a year is what I'm saying. I think Joe Looney's versatility and the way he finished out the season, I think he deserves another shot here if we can get him cheaper. I wouldn't want to see him walk. I know you don't like Suafilo, but I wouldn't mind seeing him go though.
Sure,
I think we can. I think we have guys that we can develop that can do what he can do. So, I'm not really worried about losing anything there. But Joe Looney's versatility when Travis Fredericks was out shows it in his play. So I think I would like to keep him around. And then Malik Collins. I think you keep Malik Collins because it doesn't matter what scheme you play, whether it's 3-4 or 4-3. I think he can be effective with a more gap integral, two gapping type of scheme rather than that penetrating scheme that we use when we're getting upfield, but we're creating a bunch of chaos behind us for the next man to kind of clean up, from all the penetrating and upfield penetration. You know what I'm saying?
Chatbot says, Troy Pringle, did he even miss a kick? Hell no, Kai Forbath ain't miss a kick. I don't know what Okoye ain't talking about.
Yeah, we liked Mayhar in the beginning too. Remember that though, right? Like, so I just want to make sure my kicker's the guy, man.
I never liked
Kai
Brett Maher.
Forbath ain't play a whole year yet, so let's calm down with it. He didn't miss one of his however many kicks, maybe 15 kicks, 20 kicks. I don't know how many kicks he kicked, but he didn't have a whole season. Is what I'm saying.
I never liked Brett Maher. We ain't got Foots. What you got, sir? Who's priority here?
Well, see, Michael Gallup showed me a lot.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
So now that conversation has to happen. Which
Wait, he's not. He a free agent?
No, he's not. But
I think he leaning towards the Cooper conversation, which me and Foots might get into a shouting match about this. I'm gonna listen though. Go ahead, Foots.
No, hey,
I'm gonna listen.
Nobody gonna mess my day up because I'm like Law.
Don't you say it?
Law, you sound like you as happy as me. Okoye sound tired, but I know he is happy.
I don't know. Maybe it's my mic because I feel good. I'm actually chilling. I'm relaxed.
Nah, your mic is clear. You just sound exhausted. But I want to hear what I want to hear what Foots got to say because it sound like he about to push Amari Cooper over. So I'm gonna let him talk.
Oh, he about to make a mistake.
I'm not pushing him off a bridge.
I
ain't gonna do that.
I'm just listening.
But
I'm listening.
Man. So let me go draft, and let y'all have. And I'm not gonna get into a prospect, just what I'm looking for with Mike.
Right.
I'll let y'all have free agency. I still want to draft a real tight end, and now that the Notre Dame tight end declared, if Grant's not there, if the safety isn't there, that's just me because I'm only gonna get the best tight end at 17. I'm not gonna get, I just want to get Dak a weapon down the middle of the field that the Ravens have, and not Hunter Henry, the Oklahoma tight end, Voch, help me out. I just want to get Mark Andrews. I just want to get Dak a real weapon down the middle of the field, even if it's two tights. Hell, the Eagles just went to the playoffs winning with two tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just me.
I feel you on that.
So you saying Amari Cooper can or can't walk? I didn't know.
He just wants to add another weapon. I'm assuming.
Listen, I'm gonna say this.
I don't know what he's.
What does Amari Cooper want to make?
However much he can make.
I don't think it matters.
Nah, Amari Cooper is
not Malcolm Thomas money. I can guarantee you that.
Huh?
It's not Malcolm Thomas money.
Right. So I don't know what you paying Amari Cooper. You got to pay Dak, got to pay Amari Cooper. I'll be honest, I don't want to let go of Byron Jones, bro.
Facts.
I would let Byron Jones go before I let Amari Cooper go.
Agreed. But
I can find another serviceable corner.
Now
Byron good though. Byron's so good. Byron's so good to me, man. They don't even throw at him. They don't even throw at Byron.
Let's be real here. See, here we go.
But I don't want to start. But I don't want to start my offense.
Teams throw at Byron Jones. Teams don't throw at Byron Jones because you're giving up 15 yards to the front side to Cheeto. You can throw underneath all day. If it's hot, you automatically know where you're gonna have a soft spot in that defense every time. Byron's always pressing and he's good at press. So you don't have time when we flying off the ball to lift your foot and always go to that second progression on the back end, and you don't have anything hot initially because Byron Jones is on the line. So you're not going to have anything hot to the left. So they look hot right and then they go back left. That's why he's not getting the ball thrown at him. It's not like they're, he's just they throwing, when a team is teams throw the ball at Ramsey, right? Like they throw the ball at any coordinator if you're going to bait him into throwing. Byron's style and the way we asked him to play and the way the scheme was, that he was always the only one on the line. Everybody else is playing off. So why would you throw at Byron, who's pressing, when you got all these other options underneath everywhere else? You know what I mean? There's no point. So if you want to go back to analytics, like we were talking about earlier, the analytics say don't throw at Byron, but maybe 4 or 5 times a game because there's no point. You can get the ball underneath anywhere else you want to go.
Good. That means it's working. that just means it works.
It's not like, and I'm a Byron fan, but it's just not like somebody, Byron's not the guy where it's like you throw at him, it's like going to be a problem. You know what I mean? What are you going to do?
But out there on the market, who will you risk out there getting though?
I'm just saying, y'all thinking the wrong way, man. Think Alvin Harper and Michael Irvin when you think of Gallup and Cooper. Gallup did play well, but would you have kept Alvin Harper because he had a couple great years over him and Michael Irvin? You keep both of them because I think the fact that Cooper gets the attention that he gets helps Gallup. I don't think Gallup. I think we premature. We're just saying Gallup is just going to be the guy that's out there number one. I don't want to see that. Yeah, I want to keep.
Oh no.
We ain't saying that. But there are some Cowboy fans saying that. I agree because I don't want to live in a world without Amari Cooper right now. I'm just not ready for that in my life yet. But shit, man, I just want to figure out a way to make it work with Byron Jones. But if you sign both of them, shit, you still got 28 free agents that you got to figure out, and Dak Prescott is one of them. The shit sucks. I hate it.
But they are projected to have over $90-something million, and I'm quite sure they can find that money.
Hey, Dak is 30-something.
Dak is 30, and then if you cut Crawford, that's still what, $6 million.
I don't even want to cut Crawford because I feel like we miss him in the run game. Go ahead, Foots. Go ahead.
But said the number 13. Keep it right there.
That is something. Give Dak his 40 and quit playing.
Don't give him
his money.
No. Keep it at 30.
Give him his money.
That dude ain't gonna sign no 30 million.
I know. Hey, look.
He better not.
That's why I snuck that in there.
You better
he
not.
Ain't signing no 30. He's signing, and that's where things get tricky.
They're not signing Dak to no contract this year unless they're crazy. What would be the point?
And as much if I'm Dak Prescott agent, I'm still looking at it like, hey, although Carson Wentz won the last game, he can still say, well, I beat him when he was healthy, and then on top of that, I beat the other kid that got the money. What's the guy that played for the Rams? I forgot his name, Goff or something like that. Jared Goff. So he beat those guys, and they getting paid more money than him. So he's gonna look at it like those. If I'm his agent, that's my battle cry.
Dak don't want to deal this year, man. He shouldn't, because he's not going to get what he was asking for. So his best bet is to take the tag and get that top dollar, and just bet on himself.
But you heard the news earlier today that the Pat Mahomes agency said that they willing to strike that deal this offseason.
Pat want 50.
So Pat
going
already kind of shown up.
The Cowboys messed up. They should have waited and paid Dak Prescott before Mahomes. Now, I'm not saying that Dak Prescott deserved Mahomes' money.
Nah, but Pat has earned it already, though. Dak still can't. He can't ask for Mahomes' money no matter what. It doesn't. That's like.
Okay, but let me ask. Wait, time. Let me ask this. Wait, time. Let me ask this. What?
Mahomes throw 3 interceptions this coming weekend.
Let me ask you this though.
Hold up like a wallet. What would you say?
He can't act.
He's still better than that.
Okay, but wait, time.
Go ahead.
But
hey, look, I didn't want to do this to Dak tonight.
But wait, time. But what has Pat Mahomes done that Dak hasn't done besides? What has he done? What has he done?
No look passes is what he does.
Nobody cares. You don't pay for them.
Nobody cares. You don't pay for that.
You don't pay for that.
Yo, listen.
What has Pat done?
He threw 50 touchdowns in a year, didn't he?
Nobody. But what are you saying? What has Pat done that Dak ain't? Besides that, what has Pat done that Dak ain't done? Besides,
listen. Besides be the top seed.
Do we have a Tyreek Hill?
Besides that,
Yo, he was doing it when Tyreek Hill was going too. He was throwing to everybody, man. That dude could just throw. Like he's a beast, man.
Give me Kelsey.
Dak is a beast.
He said, "Give me Kelsey." Listen, we got a receiving core, man. I don't know. Y'all can't talk that. We had a receiving core this year, and Dak Dak he didn't put up no jump numbers. He
What
put
we
up some
not,
good
I know
numbers,
the Cowboys.
but
What we not about to
he
do
don't look
is,
like Mahomes out there to
yeah,
me. I'm not disrespecting him by saying that he not Mahomes.
He
That's just
w-
what it is.
Using my guy
he
Voch Lombardi
was number.
saying, who would you kick off the bridge for Travis Kelce right now?
Man, they ain't had Travis Kelce.
Yeah,
Dog.
you could keep
I'm
him.
trying to build my defense, dog. What do you say?
Right.
Man, look, okay, these are the guys that's walking out of our D-line room. Robert Quinn, okay, Michael Bennett that we could bring back for $8 million if you want to spend $8 million on him. Malik Collins, Wild Parsley, Antoine Woods, Christian Covington, Daniel Ross, and Kerry Hyder. That's a lot of people.
Right.
That's a lot of D linemen, dog.
You go with Collins and you leave everybody else.
You love you some Malik Collins. What has he done? What has Malik Collins done?
Hey,
What has he done? What has he
I
done?
think he's done just as much as
How much you paying him? How much you paying him?
everybody else on this team.
How much you paying him?
I don't know. I mean, the good thing is he hasn't done enough to warrant a top contract. So why not sign him?
So he
And I
ain't
think
done
the fact that Joe Thomas was on the bench for so long, he can't warrant a top contract either. So why not re-sign him as well?
That's
Those
a good
are two
question.
non-threatening signings right there that I would go with. So I mean, what has he done to be gone? Like Malik Collins plays well for us, and he played pretty healthy this year. I don't think he missed a game this year. So that's what I wanted from him. He played effectively in the scheme that he was asked to play. I think most of this entire line, I think that upfield penetration scheme that we had under Marinelli was killing us. It was killing us. And I don't think we've seen the best of these players, man. None of them.
Malik must be your cousin or something, because you always fight me.
That's my nephew, man.
Because you always fight me on Malik.
Don't leave him be, man.
You always fight me.
So you would get rid of Malik for who? For what?
It's not
get another one.
Is
Somebody else to say he 3 years out, like what's his face, Tristan.
Don't talk about my son Tristan.
Tristan.
Don't talk about my son Tristan. Don't talk about.
Sound like a princess movie.
Don't talk about my son Tristan.
He did play well down the stretch though, but I'm just saying
Tristan got to grow. It's just not his time. What I'm saying,
I got 2 years to wait. Let's get Malik back in there.
We got plenty of time. What I'm asking is, I just don't want Malik to get too big for his pants and just ask for all the monies in the world. Is what I'm asking for. Now, if we can sign him back for something reasonable, not like no Tyrone Crawford money that we sick of already, but if we can get him back for a solid contract, sure, I'll keep Malik. I mean, I ain't saying he's terrible, but I don't want him to, think that is sweet out here.
Sign him under the 3-4 contract, man. 3-4 line.
We not running a 3-4. He gonna be in B gap like normal.
And I hope we run a 3-4 scheme, man. Don't curse at me, Voch.
I'm wrapping
Please.
this. I'm wrapping this show up, man. I'm wrapping this because if I start screaming, I got neighbors that's late over here. I don't want to scream.
Don't curse at me, Voch. We need that 3-4, man. Stop it.
This was a fantastic show. Talking over Okoye. We got 831 people. That's crazy. Y'all just hung in there. Salute to y'all, man. Salute to y'all. Hey, everybody in my chat box, listen, right? This is the best of the best right here, man. You can go listen to the .com people, the national media people. You can listen to anybody you want to listen to. We do this for real. The information that we gave y'all today, the points that we hit y'all with, the real conversation. Like, we didn't pregame this thing and says, all right, now me and Voch are gonna be pro McCarthy and Foots and Okoye are gonna be anti McCarthy, and we're just gonna conveniently disagree for the ratings. You know what I mean? This thing is what it was, and we gave you real talk. Law Nation said earlier, what's your boy name? First Take, Stephen A. Smith. He came out on this radio show today and said, I don't know football. And somebody gonna ask him about Mike Nolan. He gonna say, I don't know. We crunched the film. We gave you real facts about Mike Nolan all the way back to 2012 and what you can expect today, man. So this real stuff, man. So you should support all of us, man. We all got YouTube channels. We all got Patreons. We all got social medias, man. So support us, because we the ones that's giving y'all the real content. Don't go listen to the people that still think, this offensive line the best in the league. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen to them people. You know what I mean? Just listen to us. Listen to the reels. But let's wrap this up. Let's start with Okoye Media before I hang up on them.
I don't want no trouble, big guy. That's all. I know how you tote down there, man. I like the NRA. I'm all about it. Don't bother me. I feel you. But no, seriously, man. Like I said earlier, all I can say is that it reinvigorated me because it gives me something to dig into and gain a different understanding on how we approach this year. It's back to being uncertain, but not uncertain in a bad way. Uncertain with hope. I think if we would have walked out of this season with Jason Garrett, I don't even care if we would have made the playoffs. I think walking out of this season, making the playoffs, going into another year of uncertainty for me. Like we've been 1 year away for 25 some odd years or some shit like that, man.
Yeah,
Like
it's time,
we
it's time, bro.
we all over the media as if we win Super Bowls every year. And I even forget that we haven't won shit in a long time. You know, I forget that because we are the talk of the town still. I love our fans, I love our fan base. But that still doesn't allow us to be delusional, man. And we've been delusional for a long time as a fan base, as a team. Jerry been all over the place. Our coaching staff has been all over the place, and as a result, our wins have been all over the place. You don't know what you're going to get with the Cowboys, and I think we've wasted a lot of Hall of Fame potential players and great years, especially during the Romo era and to date. We wasted a lot of time behind uh, teams that I think were kind of all over the place due to that strategy. Like I think Jerry's been, pseudo coaching half-ass, pseudo GM half-ass. You know what I mean? We have two defensive coordinators, like I said earlier. Everybody's kind of all over the place in this team, and I said that before because that's really how I feel. I feel like now, hopefully, we're able to establish some level of continuity with McCarthy because I feel like he's earned at least enough respect even from Jerry to be able to call some sort of shot, hopefully. If not, we don't.
I told you to do your plugs, man. Where can they find you on social media?
Oh shit. I'm sorry.
What are you talking about? What you talking about?
I know what you was doing, man. I thought you said do a closing.
What you talking about?
Go ahead, cut me off, man.
Hold on, man. Hey, time out. Look, time out. Before you get started, chat box been asked for this. Let me just hit this button real quick.
Yeah, you could.
Chat box Chat box asked for that. Go ahead. Look. Hey, listen, man.
Why did I say shut up, man? I know what you was talking about.
Hey, y'all. Hey, listen. I was like, Koye, tell us where they can find you on social media. He said, yeah, okay. Man. Jason Garrett. Go ahead, man.
My bad, man. My bad. Damn, dog.
Soliloquy.
Man. Right. I need you can find me at Koye Media on IG, and you can find me there on Facebook as well. Make sure you guys are joining the membership program on my page as well, and that's at AKOYE Media on YouTube, man. My fault.
We have to have a real conversation about that membership program too, but we're gonna talk about it off the air.
Let's go.
Brother Foots, go ahead, sir.
Hey man, hit me up. Foots the King, Twitter, same thing on IG. Thanks for having me, y'all. Kind of to add to what Okoye was saying, guys, be excited. For once, well, last time Dallas went out and got a coach outside of the Cowboys family, it was Bill Parcells, and that worked out perfectly. You feel me? Oh, well, not perfectly because obviously and Barry ain't get along, but I think it was good to get somebody a new voice, man. You tired of the same guys, man. Jason been with the damn organization for 20 plus years.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's time to go, bro. Like, yeah, man. Thank you. Sorry about my man.
You good, bro. You good, bro. Brother Law, what's good? Where they can find you at?
I'm happy, baby.
Yes, he's happy. You can find me at MySpace, Black Planet, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter at LAWS Nation. And also check out my website, lawsnation.net. Hit me up on my website, support the nation in various ways, especially through the membership partnership situation. Everybody's elite. There's no person higher or greater than the other. And I don't look at us as just being fans. We are fanatics all the way. We're not delusional. We're fanatics all the way. Okoye, we fanatics. That's what we are, man. Also, you never grow without comfort. With comfort, you gotta grow going against the grind. And I believe going against the grind. And I think that this is what this team is doing. They looking at everything. Jerry Jones. By the time Mike McCarthy contract will be up, he will be 84 years old. That's an old man. That's an old man. So he's looking at it like, hey, I gotta get this ring within 5 years. So that's what I'm looking at, Cowboy Nation. Appreciate you, Voch Lombardi, who keeps the party, man. Really appreciate you, Foots the King, and also Koye Media, man. Really appreciate you for allowing me to speak on this beautiful platform. Let's go, Cowboy Nation.
And I'm Voch Lombardi everywhere, VOCHLOMBARDI on the Twitter machine. I'm trying to build that Instagram up, so check me out, Voch Lombardi there. Everything's the same thing. Shouts out to everybody that was with me shooting in the, shooting in the gym, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to all those people. Also, I'm gonna get my Roundtable mates to get their Patreons right. I mean, salute the YouTube memberships and all that. YouTube take 30%, and I don't want them to keep getting robbed like that. So Voch ain't gonna do no YouTube membership. You know what I'm saying?
Do it, Voch, do it.
They hit us just like they hit us in them super chats. You know what I'm saying? So go straight to my Patreon, in which the Patreon only takes 3%. If you want to support Voch, support me over there, and that link is in the description. We do merchandise giveaways every single month. We give away merch for doing homework assignments. We do merch for all kind of little things, man. So go over there and check out the Patreon. I'll be announcing my winner this month. Also, Dylan, I forgot your name. Dylan from the last giveaway or whatever. You better send me an email before I give your stuff to somebody else, man. Quit playing. Shucks, everybody had closing remarks but me. Foster King does not smoke, and
thank you, Voch. Tell these people, man.
and
tired, man.
And sit your $5 ass down before I make change. Peace, y'all. My cable bill was way too high. I reached out to affordablesticks.com. They sent me a Fire Stick, plugged that thing into the HDMI. Now I get unlimited shows, movies, and live TV. I'm a huge sports fan, so I love League Pass, Sunday Ticket, and I get the pay-per-view fights for free. There's something for the whole family. You can buy a Fire Stick for every TV in the house and still spend less money than you would on cable. That's affordablesticks.com. There's a link in my description. You should go click it. Cut the cord, man. The YouTube Illuminati is taking money away from your favorite content creators, and people often ask the best way to support the channel directly. I tell them that's subscribing to my Patreon. Just $1 a month would increase production and the frequency of uploads. Basically, that means more content for you. For less than a bag of almond M&Ms, you can support the channel, call dibs on requests for future videos, and you can have access to Patreon exclusive material like my throwback film sessions. That's patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. I appreciate your support. Doski Woski. Salute. After canceling my cable, I saved $2,400 this year by switching to Beast TV through channelsforcheap.com. Some people pay $200+ a month. I paid $120 a year, or you can go $15 a month if that's what's convenient for you. You get 2,500 HD channels. 1,000 of those are in English, and there are plenty other international channels, TV Guide, and we get all the sports. One of my favorite things is multi-screen feature. So if I don't know what I want to watch, I can tune into 4 different channels at one time that you can watch on 4 different devices, and it's available on Fire Stick, smart TVs, tablets, and if you're on the go, you can watch TV on your phone. Hit the link in my description or go to channelsforcheap.com where you can get a free 7-day trial. That's a whole week for you to just sit down and play with it and see what you like about it, then come back and make a purchase. If you have any questions, go to channelsforcheap.com, hit this little button right here, and they'll respond to you immediately. That is channels4cheap.com. The link is in the description. I highly recommend it. Let's do it.